helping parents help their kids towards success. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me this hour is Dr. Felecia Nace from the New Jersey Department of Education, Office of Family and Community Relations. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us again.
Before we talk a little bit about some of the strategies that you're giving parents, some tips and tools, let's talk a little bit about your department. This is a relatively new department. Why was it created and what's the purpose?
Well, the purpose of this office is to help families navigate through their respective school districts. Also, we like to think that we educate parents in their pursuit of a good education. And that's the common thread, I think, that all parents have in New Jersey, is that they want a good education for their children.
And that's really the goal of this department. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are currently happening. You have a website that parents can visit, and on this website there are tips and strategies, a variety of different articles. You say there are things on there that apply for K to 12 that are some strategies for parents that can really make a difference in their child's education.
Absolutely. One of the things that we found was that parents were asking us for strategies that are implemented in the classroom and to kind of simplify those strategies so that they could use them at home. And so we created some articles to that effect on our website. It's at NJDOE-Parents.com. And one of the articles that is near and dear to my heart I actually wrote is called Word Walls at Home. And it's how to create a word wall in the home.
And explain to us this concept, because it's a relatively easy concept, but if you employ this concept at home, it can really make a difference with your child's vocabulary and with their spelling.
That's right. What it is a group of words that you place on a designated area in your home. It possibly would be a wall. In school districts, they use a particular wall in a classroom, and you'll see a group of words there, and that group of words will grow throughout the year, and that's what you want your child to see. And it's sort of amazing to see how many vocabulary words a child learns in the course of a year. The words are highly visible, and it's something that you can constantly go back to, with your child.
And you watch that grow as your child grows.
Absolutely.
And that's just one of the tips that we can gain on this website. We can also learn about writing strategies, and there's another article called Writing and Reading Are Perfect Together.
Yes, that's when we use paragraphs in books, for example, to show good models for writing. A lot of times children don't know when to place a comma or a period in a sentence. And so that's a good time to pull out a good book, a well-written book, and show them examples of that.
Why is it important to have these strategies and tips available for parents? Kids are learning all day long in school, but sometimes it's tough to translate those skills at home, and as parents are helping their kids with their homework.
It's good to build a bridge between school and home. It's always good to support what teachers are doing in the classroom. And parents are asking for it, and so we're trying to give them what they need and want.
And many parents, you've told me, are calling and emailing. What are some of the questions that they're asking, and how are you helping to direct them to resources?
Parents ask everything from A to Z, and a lot of times we cannot answer those questions ourselves. However, we do find help for them in terms of connecting them with other offices at the Department of Education. As well, we redirect them back to their school districts, because a lot of the answers should and can be found in their respective school districts.
How important is parental involvement in a child's education and development?
It is tremendously important. I don't know what level of success I would have had my parents not been involved in my education. So it is, in this changing environment and global environment, our kids need to be competitive. They cannot be competitive unless we take a systemic approach. And, we can't have a systemic approach unless we are inclusive of parents.
And we just have a short term left, and we mentioned that this is a relatively new department through the Department of Education. What are the long-term goals?
Long-term, there are 600 plus districts out there, and we'd like to be able to connect with all of them, with parents from each and every one of those districts if possible.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've been talking with Dr. Felecia Nace. I'm Jill Horner.